Welcome to this video. This one is going to be on how to transcend the idea of belief systems, how to transcend limiting beliefs, and how to understand ourselves from a new point of view so that we can really experience more in life, kind of expand who we think that we are. So, one important point that I want to share with you guys is something that I'm going through right now, and I realized that certain beliefs that I have are limitations. Even after I've gone through this whole awakening process and learned more about how my thoughts correlate with the experiences that I have, being aware of certain things. You know, I meditate every day. There's certain things that I do every day. And what I've realized recently is that some of them are just a little bit of a limitation. Now, one of those is this idea of, I only drink alkaline water. I've done a video on it before. And the idea is that I only drink alkaline water mainly because it doesn't have fluoride in it. I think that alkaline is healthy for the body to be in an alkaline state, because if it's in an alkaline state, it's not like you're going to get, you don't get sick as much. You mainly get sick in an acidic state. So the idea is that I only drink alkaline water. I bought my own alkaline water machine. That's how far I've got with this whole alkaline water thing. And I drink about 2 or 3 gallons a day. So with that being said, I have this strong belief that alkaline water is healthy, and I live by it, and it's kind of like what part of my lifestyle. I really don't think too much about it other than the fact that that's just who I am, right? So what I realized recently is I've been wanting to travel like to international countries. I've been wanting to go to Costa Rica, go on vacation in a couple weeks. I want to go to Costa Rica. And one thing that's kind of held me back from going is the fact that I don't know if I'm going to have alkaline water there. I also eat a vegan diet. So the idea is, will they have vegan options there? And sometimes I realize these beliefs kind of limit me from actually taking action to doing certain things, because I'm so kind of fixed in my own belief system about how I have to live in order to feel a certain way, or in order to do what I want to do. And what I'm learning to do, and I had this kind of epiphany the other day when I was driving, I thought about it, and I realized that the whole idea of alkaline water for me was limiting me from doing other things. And I saw it. It was almost blind to me before, because it was just part of my self-image. It's part of who I am. People that see me, they're like, damn, this dude's got a lot of energy. And a lot of people ask me, where do I get my energy? And I just kind of tell them, I eat a good diet, a lot of greens, I drink alkaline water, I just kind of, I meditate, stuff like that. That's why I have so much energy. And it's just part of who I am, so I don't really think twice about it. But what I'm realizing is that I can kind of challenge those belief systems in a way. And what I mean by this is I can also have trust in myself that I can go somewhere and I can figure it out, right? Like, instead of worrying, will they have alkaline water in Costa Rica, I can understand that I can figure it out, and I can use a lemon, for example, put it in water. Do I think that the worst is going to happen if I do have a little bit of fluoride? Like, my body is so fragile that if I had a little bit of fluoride in it, it's like the end of me being able to enjoy myself. Well, I realize that that's a limiting belief that I have. And I think that most of the beliefs that we have in our life, at some level, are just permission slips, at some level are just permission slips for us to feel a certain way. So the idea is the power really in alkaline water, or is it just a myth? Well, I mean, it is kind of science, right? The idea of alkaline water, cells, cancerous cells can't spread in an alkaline state. They can only spread in an acidic state. Same with viruses and other things like that. So, I mean, part of it is science, but when it comes to how I feel, it might be that I have so much buy-in with the idea of alkaline water that it just works for me. I think that there's some people that drink alkaline water like, oh, it doesn't do anything. And I think that's just as valid. I think that it's just their point of view. So therefore, because they're going in with that mentality, they don't get anything out of it. And it's just as right. I'm not saying that alkaline water is the way to go. I'm saying that what I'm realizing is, while alkaline can be something easy to resonate with, because the scientific benefits are there, so therefore I logically understand it, and then I do it and I feel the difference. So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So of course there's science to this, but the idea is, how far are we going to take it? When it comes to belief systems, on the potential that I think I have, for example, I'm always intending to kind of break down the potential that I think I have. Can I create more than 1 video a week? Well, yeah, I mean, logically, I know that I can create more than 1 video a week. But the idea is to challenge the story that I tell myself. I put in so much time to the things that I do. I work 40 hours a week, and then I'm also working probably another 20, 30 hours a week when it comes to creating videos, writing, editing, all the other things that I'm doing, the side things that I'm doing. And it's like, so much of my time is taken up doing it, but I enjoy it. But the idea is, am I telling myself this story, and is it limiting me from actually doing more? I think that time at a certain level we can accomplish as much we want in, you know, a day, but the idea is, what am I prioritizing? What am I making it, you know, a must that I do certain things? And I think that if I change my belief of the story that I'm telling myself, if I kind of rearrange some of the ways I look at things, I can become a more flexible person by understanding that the limitations of the beliefs that I have can be challenged by seeing it from a different point of view and just asking the question, what if? Like, what if I went to Costa Rica and I simply looked for ways of still getting alkaline water? You know, I'm sure they have lemons or limes or something like that. And I looked at ways of, you know, eating different types of foods that were still vegan, but, you know, I'm sure they have some options. I can look at mixing it. I can make it work. The idea is that I can see it from a new point of view, and then there'll be a lot of empowerment that comes from knowing that I can travel anywhere I want to go, and that I can make do with it and still remain, you know, intact and balanced and like high vibe and all that stuff. But that's the point, is to challenge what we think is true and to see and ask the question, what if? Also to understand, what are we focused on? Are we focused on the limitation, or are we focused on the expansion? I think either way is true. It just depends on what the focus is. You know, it's like what Henry Ford said, and, you know, a lot of other people, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. The mindset is self-fulfilling prophecy. The beliefs that we have a lot of times are a self-fulfilling prophecy. Maybe they came from some experience that happened when we were young. You know, I know I had a lot of things that happened when I was young that kind of shaped the perspective that I had, and until recently I've learned how to think about them in new ways towards getting benefit out of them, or towards expressing myself, you know, 100%, maybe even more. So I think the powerful part of this is understanding that the beliefs that we carry a lot of times came from an experience that we had, but we can make it aware and make it conscious by looking at why we believe what we believe. We can always trace the belief back to why we would believe that. Why do I believe that alkaline water is so healthy? Well, if I look back to a couple years ago, I did a lot of research on it. I finally started to become aware of the science of it. And from that point, I started to internalize it and make it a part of who I am. Now, I'm still going to live by it. I mean, I'm still going to like alkaline water. It's a belief that I think serves me at this point. You know, maybe one day I'll change that, but who knows? But the idea is that I'm going to see it in a new light. I'm going to see it in a light that I can let it go, and understand that I can be more flexible with it. I can allow myself to go places and figure it out, so that then I can travel more. I mean, imagine the expansive feeling of freedom that is when I realize that I'm not tied down to being in a car, because then I can use my alkaline water machine in order to fill up, you know, some 5-gallon jugs of water. But I can make it work, right? That's what I'm realizing, is that our beliefs can be formed based upon looking at them from a new point of view, asking us the question, is it serving us? And then choosing, what are we focusing on? And I think the more that we do this, the more that we're able to expand our own comfort zone, to expand what we think is possible. And ultimately, the more that we find and the more that we believe we can do something, the more action we're going to take. So the more results, therefore, we're going to get in a positive way. So I want to encourage you to look at what you believe to be true. And if there's anything that you don't think is in alignment with what you really want to do, see how you could look at it and ask yourself, what if? What if you could see it from this point of view? And then follow that down. Another powerful thing to do is just get to the source of why you believe it. And if you look at it and see that maybe you got it when you were young, you can look at it and see, hey, that's not who I am anymore. Why am I still carrying on to it? Why am I still lugging it around everywhere I go? And just by looking at it from that awareness point of view, then it's like, you know, that's not a part of our self-image anymore, so we just let it go. That's the power. It's just, the power is in awareness. The power is in knowing that we are powerful with how we think, with the beliefs that we have. I believe that the beliefs we have are shaping the kind of experience that we're having. I encourage you to just look at what they are. I'm talking about mainly just how you do in day-to-day activity, how you can expand your comfort zone of what you're doing, and who you think you are from a point of self-image. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, share it if you found it of value, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Much love. Peace.